So here we are, and warmly, warmly, warmly welcome to this chat about the chapter number 6 in the book, which is almost there, almost there. And I'm just very honored to have you. For me, it's a big step to release this and send it out there, and I love to be able to chat with you and have your support. So if you'd like to first introduce yourselves, where you are and who you are, and your first reflection on that the book is happening.
Mm-hmm. So my name is Augusta Kolbrún, and I am in Iceland. I was reading chapter number 6 and the introduction, and I thought it was really real and raw, and you are truly connected, so connected that it made me connect to myself. It's fun to read the honesty of your words of being like in the introduction, that you're not famous, but you're going to have a photo of yourself, and I thought it was weird that you preferred to you as an old woman. I was like, old woman? I don't see it that way.
Well, thank you for that, and I think that's really like comes from other people's view on me, and that I have to kind of start to accept that, because for me I'm not an old woman, but the hair is kind of grayish, so it's more that kind of, you know.
Yeah, I have a gold hair. I don't have any color. It's just mine, and they say it's gonna stay that color for a long time, because I'm so excited to be gray or white.
Yes, me too. And mine is actually like yours also. It's kind of more yellowish on the top, and then it becomes grayish, and it will probably be white and beautiful. Mm-hmm. Thank you for being here, August. I love to have you. Thank you very much. We will hear more from you later. Thank you.
Yes.
Javi, please.
Hello, I am Javi Martinez. I live in Massachusetts in the United States. I'm very honored to be able to talk about your work, Matilda. You know, you really putting your heart and soul out to the world is like a beautiful thing. Like, it's, you know, I'm sure a very, very scary thing as well. I think you expressed that in your introduction as well. So, yeah, thank you for inviting me to be here and talk about your book and your project. And I'm excited to read the whole thing. You know, like, you gave me a little taste, and it's like, okay, wait, what happened before, you know, in chapters 1 through 5. So yeah, I'm excited for that. Thank you.
Great. So we will talk more about the number 6, chapter number 6, which is called Vagina Awakes. But for now, I'm just gonna say thank you. So we're gonna share more about the number 6, Vagina Awakes. And you also read the content of the whole thing, and so reflections. Where should we start? What is it that you kind of get when I give this to you?
Well, for me, it's the connection to the self, and how innocent sex and masturbation can be, and how playful. And I remember as a child just exploring and exploring myself in an innocent way, and I think it was really well done, the words, and and everything that you put together was like Icelandic waterfalls, so clean and pure. It was just talking about the way it is, and to enjoy it. I think that's, for me, I got that, like, yeah, that's the practice, because it's, I can imagine it's hard to have sex every day with a partner, because you have to clear issues before you can go in that energy.
Yeah, that's a great reflection, and it's interesting how you say it's hard to have sex every day. That's so funny to look into, you know, what angles, what do they create. But that's one thing. I love that you call it like a pure waterfall. I'm very honored to hear that, because that's the aim. You know, that's like,
Oh, that's good.
yeah, that's fantastic, because that's just the aim and nothing else. It's to
Wow.
take away masks, to take away as much as I can, to just like share how it is.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, it's beautiful that it is like waterfall, because it's the water element, the sensuality and sexuality, and it's the second chakra, and that's the water chakra, and we are 70% water. So, you know, we come to get this body to enjoy food and sex, but we have been in such a, like, addiction about it.
Very, very many things to say about that. Yavi, you want to connect with these points in some way?
Yeah, I think yeah, the waterfall analogy is very apt. And I think, you know, coming from the United States and originally from Latin America, I come from Guatemala, there's like a different cultural thing. And the just the shortness, the brevity, just really getting to the heart of the matter in a very simple, easy flow, without needing tons of other explanations. It was a nice, I guess, point for me to see, and really the biggest part for me in all of this is really that this is your story, and that your vulnerability in this is also like so huge in that that yeah, it's like you're not hiding anything. It's like, okay, here I am, this is, you know, this is how I'm feeling, this is how it's going. Like, even a little glimpse of like your thought process throughout it is also like, yeah, I mean, the thing that stuck with me really is really your vulnerability, that you're like putting your life, your experience, like out there for everybody to see how your, you know, vagina is awakened, like the chapter says. Like,
yeah,
you know,
exactly.
it's like, here she is, and you know, and that's like such a vulnerable, beautiful thing to witness. So thank you. Yeah.
And let's see how it. I hear that you like to hear it and appreciate it, and this is like, because it's you know, it's not common perhaps to read things like this. So it's been like a development, because I've gotten these questions. Why don't you share about how you live, about your rhythm? And I had not understood how to do it. So while writing, I'm noticing things, you know, in my body. So it became this like mix of these two, like some thought points, and then, oh, body says this. So I kind of like dance with that. Yeah.
What I was thinking, because I have a son, and I have been talking a lot about vagina and masturbating, and he thought it was really uncomfortable. For me, I was doing it in 2013, before the Me Too revolution. I decided long ago, like 2015, to take everything off the internet, just because he thought it was really uncomfortable that I was talking about the vagina and the healing of the vagina. And so I was thinking, like, what does your children, how do they respond?
Yeah, I'm having fantastic conversations with all of them to have everyone with me there. So they would not choose that I do this. That's what I think. You know.
They would not choose.
Sorry.
They would not.
No, no. If they could choose that, they would not choose that I went public talking about sexuality. No, I don't think so. But
Yeah.
but what I'm sharing with them is so beautiful, and I'm gonna allow myself to share something that my son said. He said, because I shared, it comes from, I want to share what works for us. People are asking me to share what works when we live in this different, when we have found kind of some way of, you know, some rhythm that's unusual, that works really well for us. And he said, if you can support and help one couple, then you should do it. That's what he said. So that was so beautiful. In that's then he kind of got the aim, you know, who I am in that matter. And also the other children, older, someone is more interested in others, so we're having all these conversations around it, and they're like, I'm having them with me, you know, as much as I can.
I'm gonna have the conversation on the internet now for the teenagers, and I asked my son permission before I am gonna do it, because first I always did, and then he would just respond, and now I'm like, I've been doing it for many years. I'm like, okay, now how do you feel about this? And he said, it's okay, and then I will move on.
Yeah. One reflection I also got is that I am actually brought up in a home where it was okay to talk about sexuality. Yeah, but with my children, I have not been very good at talking about sexuality. I even had the reflection of one of the older daughters who said, you should not have been so cautious. You should not have talked to me about, you know, taking care of yourself. You should have said the other way around. You should have said, go for it. Not to, you know, take care of yourself like I did. So it's a new role for them that I want to be able to share, that I am sharing. That's kind of new, involving them into, you know, that is happening.
Sometimes people have more difficulties to talk about this with the children, like they never speak with their own children. I've heard my friends like, oh, I'm so happy you are talking about this on the internet, because I could never speak so openly about this, but I will encourage my daughter to watch you.
But that's it's a lot of course lineages of shaming, and it's been dirty, and it's been all kind of things that we're like revealing into something else. Javi, you want to take something about that, Ball? What, you know?
Well, what I was thinking is, like, in relation to, you know, family dynamics, children, as you guys have been speaking to, one of the things I was just reflecting on while you guys were talking was how in this chapter, there was like that piece about the, you know, like the questioning and the taboo of like, is it okay for me to feel aroused when my children are around? You know, like there was this piece of like, you know, like arousal is a perfectly normal, natural state,
Mm.
but our, you know, Puritan, Judeo-Christian things that have just made sexuality and sensuality such a taboo or whatever, that it's like, even when you were feeling all juicy and you're like sitting there going, oh, my kids are here, there's like this conflict of like, is it okay for me to feel this way with my kids around?
Mm.
It's an interesting dynamic because there's like, yeah, I don't know if I'm articulating it well, but
No,
that was a part of the chapter that I was sitting there going, yeah. And I mean, like if we get back to really, I guess, the overall picture of the book about like, how can you, or how are you being able to live this juicy, wonderful sexual life where you can make love to your partner every day? It's like, this is one big piece of it, that you're allowed to feel juicy and sensual and aroused in your own self, regardless of who's around you. And you don't like shove that down and suppress it and judge yourself and shame yourself.
Mm.
I imagine that that's a big piece of it.
Mm.
And you know, and again, there's a huge element to maintaining healthy boundaries, you know, around people as well, but within your system, within yourself, within your being.
Mm.
It's like, yes, I can be juicy, I can be aroused, and it's fine.
Mm.
You know, because you have healthy boundaries, and it allows for you to be like, yeah, I can't wait for my partner to get back, or I can't wait to have, you know, to have some private time to self-pleasure or whatever it is, however it manifests, and to allow that to be part of your life.
Yes.
Yeah, so that was really like a big piece of that chapter for me, that I was just, you know,
Fantastic.
feeling. Yeah.
Yes, beautiful. A reflection on that is, that's, you know, how it is for me. And I had no idea life could be that way, that the energy is running in my body and it's not, I'm not stopping it. I'm not turning
Yeah.
it off. It's there. So it's like running. If I'm walking around or laying down or whoever is close to me or not, and there's nothing I need to do with it.
Mm.
Before, when I felt, you know, horny or aroused or turned on, it in my mind I had, oh, I have to peak and then take it away. So it was something that I needed to do with it. And I like to say this again and again because it's so amazing that you can like just have that go on when you can contain it. And it's, in my world, it should be this way. My children should also feel this way. You know, if I can add to that, you know, my wish is that they have this experience also, you know, of course. Yeah.
I think that's beautiful because it's like practicing, like Yavi was saying, the boundaries of what's appropriate, and just to feel the energy flowing inside, because it's powerful energy, the sensuality, and it's what we create life, and we create all the project out of this energy. We create art out of nothing, and that's the same energy as in this pleasuring, and it comes from the same energy place. So to feel it and just to enjoy it, I think that's the life force.
Yes. And one thing that also is for me in the which is kind of tabooish also, is that when I notice that when I open for my sorrow for having one of the oldest child move away, when I share that with her, all of a sudden I feel that energy is starting to move in me. When I kind of allow myself to feel what I'm feeling, then energy is loose, you know, then it's open. So it was so concrete, you know, when I turn my feelings down, energy stops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful to be in connection with the feelings, and then you're alive, because that's the point of being on earth, to feel the feelings and go into everything, and to enjoy this body that we keep our soul in for now.
Beautiful.
Yes.
I have another reflection for you as well that I think is like important key to an important piece of this book that a lot of people in our world really struggle with is, well, let me speak for for where I live in the United States and the Western world. There's a big piece of like ageism, like people are afraid of growing old, people are afraid of the elderly, people, like there's this connection with like our life ends once we get to a certain point, you know, particularly in the United States, like this is part of the cultural disconnect we have. And that also goes along with sex and sexuality and sensuality, that there's a misconception that you know, once, you know, people get to a certain age, that they lose their sex drive, that they no longer desire, you know, have any kind of like desires or even like have sex, and it's like this, you know, like it's almost like a myth that it doesn't exist, and so it was really like, I don't know if it was really put forth in other parts of the book because I only got a piece of it, but when you were talking in the beginning of the intro and in the description that you sent, you were talking about, you know, having an old woman on the cover, you know, and having that be like, you know, this weird taboo thing that people don't do for books and everything else. I think there's an element of power in that someone who, you know, identified herself as an old woman on the cover saying, hey, I have sex every day, like, and this is how I do it, like, boom, it's like a, whoa, wait a minute, you know, like, I think that's eye-opening for a lot of people to think like, wow, you know what, this is possible. I mean, like, I think Augusta mentioned, like, it's hard for even people that are younger to imagine having sex every day with a partner that you've been with for a while, you know, like once that, like, you know, 3 to 6 month happy glow, new relationship energy fades, or you live together for a certain amount of time, all of a sudden it's like, you know, people have a hard time imagining how is this possible. And these are young people, never mind someone getting to our ages of 50 plus, you know, and to have that be out there, like, yeah, you know what? This is possible at any age, I think is huge. Yeah, I think it's a huge piece that people need to hear, people need to see, people need to see it and have that, really that door open for them. And yeah, I think that's beautiful. And I hope that there's more of that in the book as well that I haven't had a chance to look at, but yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I adore those reflections, and yeah, let's just see how it's embraced, you know, because that's who I am, is someone who is, you know, regular hair, not too tidy, regular person, no makeup. It's a purpose of that, you know, it's like plain, raw, no, not facades, because that's, you know, the sensation of life is so amazing. So I cannot put something on top of that. It, you know, that's, I think that's like parts of, to be able to feel, that's like to take the makeup away. I know that sounds very strange for many people, but in my world, that's, you know, that's, you know, I want to feel, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the makeup, even though I put up on lipstick before we videotaped this, I think like the heavy makeup of putting on a mask of hiding something that, or trying to add something to yourself, you know. I think it's, and also about, I have issues about the breasts that are not real, and the lips that are getting more and more Botoxy and silicone. I think that's weird. So
yeah, to me it's so fascinating, because the only, you know, only one I have the power over is myself. So I would like to experience as much beauty as I can. So how do I prepare myself for that? You know, that's like my job, to prepare myself for that. And if so, I want to like, yeah, find more and more ways to be able to enjoy, to be there, to be present, to be that's like the whole, yeah, to be present. It's such a gift.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I think so too. It's as to feel yourself, and to truly be comfortable in the self, I think. And that's vulnerability, because when you don't have any addiction on top of it, like you're using alcohol, or, you know, you're just meeting yourself with a partner with love, that's totally different from the bar scene. It's just the rawness, and I feel where I am really shy. Like if I do fancy a guy, and I have a hard time talking to him, because my feelings are strong, and I get like a teenager, but I'm 41, and but I still have the same reaction.
Yeah.
About the crushes.
And maybe this is also exciting things, because it's like start to embrace, what is it that I'm feeling, what is what, and what am I feeling. And I mean, the most beautiful thing is to allow oneself to be present, and to be honest in that presence, and to be able to share with someone else who's also present.
Yeah.
But the whole thing of, well, I have not lived in another body, Javi, so I don't know about the age thing, but I know it's a thing that people say, that sex disappears or something. I don't see that happening. I think sexual energy follows the body if you allow it to be there. That would be my reflection. We are just so good at shutting it down, but allowing it to feel it is to have it be present.
And I think that's the struggle that the struggle that people have is fear. They're afraid of allowing it to flow. Yeah. They're afraid of just just relaxing into it, because of all the negative messages that have been sent in society about sex and sexuality and dangers and sin and going to hell and everything else, that all the messages that we get through TV and movies and our parents and everything else. So it's a struggle. I mean, it's a struggle, and there's a lot of fear around that, which is what keeps people from letting it flow. And I mean, and there's a ton of trauma. There's a lot of trauma in the world that that also prevents that from flowing. And you know, and usually the end result of trauma is fear, fear and anxiety. So again, it always comes down to that fear piece, and people are so afraid of what would happen if they allowed themselves to do it, and that's the struggle.
Maybe also we are becoming wiser. You know, we are kind of starting to experience, oh, maybe I can feel even bubblier, longer, more minutes over the 24 hours or seconds or whatever it's for each and every one. But this has been my question also. Can I share that life can feel this way? Is it okay? Because there is so much fear. Should we have focus on that? Well, I want to share about that it's possible. I want the shaming to kind of fall apart and fall away and be noticed and honored and everything. And there's so much health in the sexual energy and the kundalini and the, you know, it's like healing going through. And I think it's very important, you know, for evolution, for what is happening to allow it more and more. But we have not had anyone, I have not had anyone, I had no idea I could lay around in like orgasmic flow without stop. I had no idea I can just breathe in and sit right now in orgasm, you know, without having to move my body even. And it's possible to have the sexual energy going on. And this for me has been a journey. So the book is about like trying to describe this journey as well as I can. And there are also some links in the end of what I've been doing, and, you know, to just give away, because there are all kinds of trainings you can take and practices, and, you know, to support this journey.
I cannot wait to read the whole book. And I think as well as you, as for me, it's not a choice that I don't feel like I'm choosing to be public about the healing of this energy. I think it's a quest that we can offer to heal ourselves and then offer it to others, and to be weird, as in wizard, and to shine the light where it's darkness, and to offer satisfaction instead of pain. And I think, yeah, I'm truly thankful for you, Matilda, to be brave. I was in Guatemala when I saw you publicly, you know, getting your news about having sex all day, and I could hear Icelandic people just starting to talk about this, and because I've been there myself in Iceland, like hugely out there with this, I jumped right ahead and like, you go, girl, you go. Come on, let's do this. Let's be many of us together talking about this energy and talking about the pleasure, because, you know, porn is not sex, and that's what most of teenager and young adults are using as something to look into, or, you know, and that's just violence. So we need to speak out.
Yes, we are.
Mhm.
Yavi, you want to connect? You want to take the ball, Yavi, and connect to some part.
One thing that just stuck with me was that Augusta's from Guatemala, it was in Guatemala, which is where I'm from. So
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Guatemala keeps coming back around all the time.
Yeah.
So I need to go back to Guatemala. But yeah, I don't know. I guess, like Augusta said, I want to be able to read the rest of the book. Like I really want to see the journey, you know. And you know, like, I'll be honest, like, for me, it's like I'm intrigued by the idea because I don't have that ability to be in that aroused orgasmic state like you are, Matilda. Like, it's a struggle for me. So, so, you know, sort of own my own stuff. Like, I do have like a little bit of like envy or jealousy, like damn it, I want that, you know, and how do I get that? And yeah, so I am sitting here with that, like like I feel frustrated, like, you know, like I wish it was that easy for me that I could just be like, you know, like I practice Tantra, you know, I mean, a lot of what you've been talking about is that breath work, the sound, breath, and movement, and that Tantra piece. And like, I've been like practicing Tantra and going to Ista and doing all these things. And I know all these things, but it's like, you know, like Augusta mentioned the whole chakra system. And I've been working on clearing my chakras for I don't know how many years. And I still can't, like, you know, like I want to be able to just be like, okay, here I am. Let me take 3 deep breaths and woo, it's on, right? But it's not that easy for me. Like, I'm like, damn it, like, what's your secret?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's in the book.
Yeah. Well, it's I have no idea if I would guess today that the journey is possible for anyone. And it's not that I know in any way. I'm just sharing all the pieces that I think have been like defining for me. And it's a journey. So, and it's a never-ending journey, I guess. Also, so and it's a beautiful journey, and it's a challenging journey, and it's everything journey. But someone also said the other day that connected it with the like the rage and the anger and like blockages that are stuck in the body, that if, you know, if I can't go to the dark, I can't go to the light. It's like the whole system needs to kind of be cleared or be allowed, and this has been cool also, because these like anger things today, I can use them in like the sexual act also. It's like power, you know, in that.
Yeah.
But I think that's also a key, that is to like dare go to anger and disgust and, you know, all the like dark feelings, to have, you know, to be able to dare to be there, to be able to feel the bliss, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, especially being a woman, and then I come from alcoholism and like a lot of sick family, so I could never be angry. And then going to spirituality for solution, then I could never be angry, because it was just trying to get the zen and peace. I recently got in touch with my anger, and that's a lot of fire. And to be angry at the right place, and not being like pouring unnecessary anger on somebody that doesn't it's not supposed to go on it. Just to be angry, it allowed me to be more of who I am, but I'm afraid of it because. But I had satsang on Saturday, and I was saying spirituality for me is to feel everything. It's not about divine light and purity. It's about everything. It's about all the shitty things that you don't want anybody to see. But that's the vulnerability I have allowed myself to go into. And I have strong people around that can see me and hold me when I'm there.
Great. Thank you also for Yavi, for being like honest and notice yourself, because in a way that this is my wish, if I could wish something, that is really the book is not about me. It's me who's writing, but that the reader kind of start to notice, longings and desires or envy or whatever, it's like start to notice what's happening and work with each. That's like the whole point. So I honor all of that. We are going to start to close our conversation. So any last words to like complete this beautiful sharing? Thank you so much for sharing and being open and honest. And any last words for now?
I would like to say thank you for being brave, and thank you for your practice. And I ask my guides and gods to give me a partner that I can have sex with every day.
And I hope for you that you get what you want, but at the same time, it's not about the partner also. It's about making love to oneself. It's not about the union of two people. You can like make a union with yourself. So it's more about allowing, I would say, more about allowing yourself to be in pleasure every day. That's kind of the practice, if you translate it to Thank you, Augusta. I wish for that.
Then I will practice to pleasure myself every day and allow that.
Let's do that. Yes. Javi.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for, writing the book, like, said, just putting yourself out there to the world, leading by example, like really leading by example is a big piece. And thank you for inviting me to have this conversation. This was just so much fun and exciting. And, I got to do a little bit of self-reflection, and like you said, like this is like, that's what this is all about.
Yes.
And and I can't wait to see more of these panels you're creating. I can't wait to get, the full copy of the book. And if all goes well, I can't wait to see you in January. So yeah.
Are you going to January, Matilda?
In January 2021, we will be in Ista in Iceland.
Oh, yes.
Planning. Yeah.
And I've been coming to the ISTA trainings in Iceland basically every year for the past 2 years. So it's like I would be heartbroken if I didn't make it a third time, Yeah. So I really hope that it's possible. And
we will see what the world will create for us.
Yeah. So I love you, Matilda.
Yes.
You're the best.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Soon. Thank you for now.